Hello and welcome to episode 8 of The Disco Cosmic. I'm the Disco, you're the Cosmic. Let's get started. So today I'm going to be doing a very quick down and dirty. Right, we're going to stay down and dirty. We're staying down and dirty in the disco because it just feels right for this time. I don't know why, but we're staying there. I think we need to get a little bit grit, right? We need to get a little bit more comfortable with the grit that's going on in the collective everywhere right now, and we need to, be able to get in touch with those energies. And so today what I'm going to do the rising sign taroscopes. So know your rising sign. You need to know time of birth, your date of birth, and where you were born, and that's how you find out your houses. And when I do this too, I'm going to go through the houses, and then I'm going to kind of just kind of delineate, okay, if your first house is Pisces, then your 7th house is Virgo, just so you can kind of get an idea of how these things are connected. And also what we're going to be doing today, the taroscopes that I want to focus the energies on is this huge Mercury and Cazimi in Leo that has happened. It happened today, and I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling the want to express myself and to talk. I'm so happy to be here, as always, always gratitude. But it's such a big deal, and it truly is. Whenever there's a Cazimi, it's when the planet Mercury passes through the heart, what we call the heart of the sun, and the sun is in its rulership. It's in Leo. So as much as this Mercury retrograde has had much more of a forceful feeling and intensity to it, this Cazimi also is adding to that intensity. And what it's really, it is a rebirth, it is a death and rebirth, and then, Mercury in Leo, and Mercury will still retrograde until about August 14th. But what is this time for? These energies are going to extend, through the retrograde, through after the retrograde. And that's kind of what astrology needs to be about sometimes. It's not just this happened this day, and this aspect happened this day, and this transit happened this day. How do these energies continue to affect my decisions, my motivations, my emotions, and my life? And how can I use that in order to continue to do what's best for myself and best for my community? So with that said, let's get on with it. Disco is here. I just want to do a quick, overview of what's going on this week in astrology in general, just some transits to look out for. So we do have the Mercury Cazimi in Leo, which happened today. Venus is moving into Cancer on August 1st, I believe. So Jupiter is there too, right? Jupiter is also in Cancer. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. Both of the benefics are going to be in Cancer at the same time. That's kind of exciting. And it's also why I'm dressed like this. Because my rising sign is Capricorn. So that means my 7th house is Cancer. That's where Venus is about to be. Put on my Venus wig. Got a little fluff, feathers, glam. Right. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling my 7th house. I am a Libra sun, so, this is where we start to see the picture come together of, the effects that Cancer in my 7th house, where I have my natal Jupiter already, so it's exalted, and then Jupiter is also there transiting right now, also exalted, and Venus is about to move right in. It's like both benefics in this wonderful, beautiful, water, nurturing sign. And so just really, I think that's a great energy to tap into as well, and just to be aware of. It's a huge move, right? And just feel it. Put on your feathers, right? Put on your feathers. As my friend Shaheen and I say, or Shaheen says, put on your daytime chiffon, put on your nighttime chiffon. Wheels off, heels on. That's what we're doing today in the disco. Because this is no easy Mercury retrograde. This is no easy Mercury Cazimi. And it being in Leo is asking the biggest, what is in our heart? What do we need to say? What is Mercury about, right? Communication. What do we need to say with our whole chest? And how do we say it? And how do we say it effectively? Excuse me. So that we are able to make an impact with our words, and we are able to understand where our power is. And that's going to be what your tarot scopes for your rising signs are going to be for August. Because like I said, these energies aren't just today. It's not just, oh, there was a Mercury Cazimi today and now it's over, so we move on to something else. These energies continue, and they continue as the cycle of the cosmos continue. That's the disco. It's all of it. Nothing exists in a vacuum, right? So that's going to be what the theme of the horoscopes for the entire month of August are going to be, is what do you need to say with your whole chest? And I don't take credit for that comment, okay? I watch a lot of reality TV. I've heard Katie Maloney was the first place I heard it on Vanderpump Rules. I'm just being very transparent right now. She said, what do you got to say? Say it with your whole chest. And it was powerful. She's a Capricorn as well. So, you know, that's what the question is. That's what this Mercury Cazimi is asking of us. What do you need to say with all your power and with your whole chest? And I will be using my deck that I made, my independent deck, the Radical Acts of Survival Tarot, which you can buy. You can find it in my links and everything else, but it is available for sale. It's a real deck. It has the real pictures. It is, you know, the end of Disability Pride Month. So what do I need to say with my whole chest? That I'm disabled and proud, and that disabled joy is resistance, and that me being up here is a radical act of survival. Mercury Cazimi. The other astrological transit that is going to be happening that is important also to pay a little bit of attention to this week, is that as soon as Venus enters Cancer, it's going to immediately square Saturn in Aries. Saturn in retrograde, which is also conjoined with Neptune, which, you know, I don't do too much with Neptune yet. Seventh scene, we're still working with the seventh scene here in the disco. We're getting there, but not quite yet. But the square to Saturn is significant, and it can, especially with Aries in retrograde. So you want to take a look again. Where are these planets natally in your houses? Which houses are these planets transiting right now? What areas of your life can be affected? Especially with Venus, you know, squaring Saturn retrograde, that can bring up a lot of things that need to be healed, wounds that need to be healed. Maybe there's tough, difficult situations that you've been avoiding that you need to just confront and heal and come together. Or maybe there's just something you need to address and make the love come back in. But it's not going to be easy, because why? Saturn doesn't ever ask us to do anything easy. And especially in retrograde, it's just asking us to try again. Venus squaring Saturn is your chance. Saturn retrograde is your chance to make amends, clear the air. It's another chance to mend this relationship. So this is why the cosmos are so important. This is why we stay in the seventh scene, and this is why we disco, because these things are not just transitory, daily, and then it's over. This is for the whole month. So let's get back to the tarot scopes. What do we need to say with our whole chest? Okay, I'm gonna kind of fly through these. I am trying to make these videos a little bit shorter. I am trying to, you know, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm learning that, you know, I can have one idea in a video and make it 20 minutes. I'm really trying to hit that 20-minute mark. I just want to be a little, like I said in the beginning, I just want to be a little nugget, a little nosh, a little disco, a little let's get cosmic, let's, you know, let's get real, let's get on the planet Earth, let's get centered, and let's be here together, and let's disco in the liminal as we do. All right, let's get on with it. So when we start, we're starting with your first house. If your first house is in Aries. So if your rising sign is Aries, your seventh house is Libra. So just so you can start getting a picture of where your different houses are. And your seventh house is the house of relationships. So right now I'm just gonna do it. I'm sliding it in here, you know, just one little bit at a time. Let's just learn an opposition. First house is always going to oppose your seventh house, always. So if your rising sign is Aries, Libra is your seventh house, and we'll go from there. Just a little, right? We're all learning here together. I'm an astrology baby as well. I'm learning too. So here we go. Aries, what do we got for you? Oh, tingles. All right. What do you need to say with your whole chest, Aries? Queen of Swords. So what does that mean for you? And again, just looking at your opposition, looking at where these other transits that we talked about are hitting, and also what is this Mercury Cazimi? So how do all of these things influence what this Mercury Cazimi is asking you to do. What do you need to say with your whole chest? Queen of Swords is, not someone to trifle with, right? Do you need to tell someone what's up? Do you need to, put your sword up, defend yourself? Do you need to speak your mind? Queen of Swords, it's an air sign, it's an air card, so it is very verbal, and intelligent and strategic. So there may be something where you really need to stand up for something that maybe you've been afraid to be vocal about, or to say, I don't think this is right. I think this is fucking wrong. Know, Aries, that you are the, this rising sign Aries, this power can be harnessed so productively and so strongly if you put it to good use. And that's what this Mercury Cazimi is asking of you. Queen of Swords, what do you need to say? How do you say it? And do you need to, be a little bit more in the Leo, not as sweet and sensitive side? Sometimes there's plenty of room for being sweet and sensitive. Sometimes you just got to tell a motherfucker to shut up, right? Or you need to speak up for a cause. Or there's something that you need to raise your sword for. Aries, say it with your whole chest. What is that Queen of Swords saying to you? So we move on to Taurus. So if your rising sign is Taurus, automatically opposition, 7th house, is going to be Scorpio. So, right, we're just starting with the oppositions. And again, that's one of the reasons I'm dressed like this, is to kind of weave, this is glamour magic, right? Weave in that my rising sign is Capricorn, so my 7th house is Cancer. So that's where Venus is about to be. Both the benefics are about to be. My Jupiter, natal Jupiter is there. Jupiter is transiting. Right, I got exaltation, benefics all around me. I'm loving the Venus energy. But that's how to show that they connect. It's all a connection. All right, onwards. Taurus, what do you need to say with your whole chest? You got the 3 of Swords. So someone hurt you. Someone hurt you, or something hurt you. We can make it doesn't have to be a person. It can be something that hurt you, something that broke your heart. And you can really take this, which way is the most courageous way for you to handle it? This is a very important actual point of Mercury Cazimi, because what is Mercury? Mercury is the trickster, and it's also how we communicate, it's how we talk to each other, but it can go either way. Do you need to back away from the situation because it was too hurtful and you don't need to be hurt again? Or do you need to confront the situation? Again, Saturn squaring Venus, right? So that is for you to decide. Whatever you decide, Taurus, do it with your whole chest. All right, moving on. We have Gemini. If your rising sign is Gemini, automatically your 7th house is Sagittarius. Right, oppositions. Let's just start learning our charts, y'all. Let's just start learning them, okay? Because there's so much more. There's so much more to astrology once we are looking at the full circle of astrology, and we can understand it in a way that actually brings us productive and soulful and meaningful, and like this Mercury Cazimi, fire in our hearts, right? Sometimes we need that extra push, that extra motivation. The stars and the cosmos and the planets are here. We're here on planet Earth. They're there to help us navigate this fucking chaos, right? So, moving on, Gemini. Oh, we've got a lot of tellings to do, okay? So if your rising sign is Gemini, you got the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, again, is there a cause that you need to pick up for? Is there something you need to say? This, to me, very much seems like a communal card, a collective card, that maybe you are feeling something in the collective that you need to speak up about, that you need to take a stand about, that you need to say it with your whole chest. You need to make a point, and you need to appoint. Sword. Pun intended. So Geminis, right, and Gemini, where is Mercury ruled? It's ruled in Gemini. So there is also, right, we take that into account when we're talking about, horoscopes. Where is your rising sign? How is it affected by what else is going on? You got Mercury going on in a Cazimi in Leo, and your ascendant, your rising sign, is ruled by Mercury. It's connected, and it makes you more powerful than you might think you are. So whatever that cause is, whatever that's been on your mind, whatever this card is saying to you, that I need to go forth and I need to speak up with my whole chest, and I need to say it in a way that is, people, I've gotten some backlash about rhetoric, right? About, that it's a useless endeavor and, college and blah, blah, blah. And yes, I'm not, there's many forms of intelligence, and academia is usually the worst one, the worst measure of it sometimes. But I will say, taking my rhetoric class reminds me much of the Knight of Swords, because you're able to make arguments. You're able to form arguments that people can't get back at you. And that is what is coming through for me, for Geminis. Your rising sign is Gemini. You're so able to play with your words. You're so able to make a really, really distinct point. You're able to turn heads with your communication and your words and your passions. What is it? What is this card telling you? What does this Knight of Swords want you to speak up about? Gemini. All right, moving on. We have Cancer. And Cancer's got so much going on. Again, if your rising sign is Cancer, you've got Jupiter exalting you right now. You have Venus moving in, so you got the two major benefics both in your sign. This is a big time for Cancer risings. Take that into account. What do you need to say with your whole chest? You got the Ace of Wands. We've got some powerful, right? These are loud cards. These are loud ass cards, right? I mean, Ace of Wands is not, look at that. That's a mad stomach, okay? He is an angry ass stomach. What are you feeling in your gut, Cancer? What are you feeling in your gut? What is in your gut that has been bothering you, giving you anxiety, keeping you up at night, that you are just trying to push down and push down and push down? It is time to say it. It's time to say it out loud. It's time to think about how you want to present it, because it's going to open up new ways of connecting. You're going to find out new things about yourself. You're going to find new strengths about yourself. Wands is such a powerful, powerful suit, right? It's all about that fire. And this is Mercury Cazimi in Leo. Fire, Wands, Cancer. Cancers can be soft and mushy and, not always, they're kind of, I do have my natal Mars and natal Jupiter in Cancer, and I will say it's difficult in my relationship sector, because it is, sometimes I overreact, sometimes I underreact, and I feel like Cancer risings probably have that same feeling sometimes. And this is telling you you're not overreacting. Whatever you've been feeling in your gut, trust it, say it, make it impactful, and know that you're more powerful in this situation than you think you are, and that by releasing whatever it is that you've been holding in your stomach, that you've been holding down, is going to open up Ace Wands, Ace. It's going to open up a whole new road for you, either emotionally, spiritually, or in other ways, whether it be relationships or people that you meet, or your whole life, the way you view yourself. This Mercury, that's what a Cazimi is. It's the heart of the sun. How do we really see ourselves? What is our magnificent valor truly when we strip away all the bullshit? Cancer, that's what I'm seeing for you with this Ace of Wands. Loud cards, loud. All right, moving on to Leo. And right, I don't know what to say. You know what's going on in your sign, Leo risings, right? This is a big time for you. You're feeling it. And like I said, these Cazimis and these transits, it doesn't just stop after it's over. This is for your whole month of August. So for Leos, this Mercury Cazimi can be huge. Let's see what we got for you. 8 of Cups, a quieter card. Interesting, right? And it is in Mercury retrograde. And if you are a Leo rising, you are feeling this very, very intensely. And there may be things, like I said before, sometimes you have to confront. Sometimes there is very good reason to confront. You have to say exactly what you mean. You have to be objective, and you have to be clear about what you're confronting the person or the situation about. This card is telling you to walk away, and that's what you need to do with your whole chest. Sometimes there are different ways of communication, right? And being a Leo, it's almost like I'm getting this feeling of just by your existing, you are like radiating the power of the sun. You're radiating this Cazimi. You are this Cazimi. You are engulfing all of these powers, all of these energies, all of these creativities, and there's things that you need to just walk away from so that you can truly be in your power, so that you can truly roar, so you can truly, truly be the light and the courage and the beautiful, sensual, and I'm getting such a beautiful vision for Leos right now that just go walk around, right? Like just put on some, whatever you want and walk around, and your energy is going to affect. I won't see that with this guy walking, right? He's just walking around. He doesn't have to really do anything because the power is so imbued in you, Leo. But I also would warn that if there are situations that are conflictual that you do need to confront, to maybe think about your energy. What is the smartest? Is it in Mercury? What is the smartest, right? What do we, outside of our emotions, which we know Leos can be emotional. We all can be emotional, right? But Leos can be dramatic sometimes. Maybe it's just time to not engage and walk away so that you can find your power and what you really need to be spending your energy on. And it's not all of this bullshit cups that you're walking away from. You need to find your heart, your center, and what your words and how to make them powerful and truly honor that this Cazimi is happening in your sign. This is a call to power. It's a call to magnificent valor. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love magnificent valor. Leo is one of my favorite signs of the zodiac because it encompasses the Three Musketeers for me so much. So really what I'm seeing for Leo risings, and again, your opposition, if you're a Leo rising, you're going to have your 7th house in Aquarius. Just a little bit of learning, just a little bit, right? So keeping all of that in mind, I am just seeing like this really powerful, like just your glow. Meditate, bring your energies in and just let it radiate. It's almost like you don't even have to use words. That's how elevated you are, Leo. That's what that card's saying to me. Yeah, that's where your power is. You don't have to, you're saying it with your whole chest just by walking around, just by being you. Leo, I love it. I love that for you. All right, moving on. Rising sign, Virgo. So your 7th house will be Pisces. A little bit of learning, just know that's the opposition. That's the house of relationships and all that. So you got the sun. I mean, come on. Virgos, you are the shining light of this Mercury Cazimi with the sun, with getting the sun card, our first major arcana, another very loud card. What do you need to shed light on? What do you need to speak out? What do you have inside that is so precious and so beautiful that it will nurture life here on earth? It will nurture the collective. That's fucking powerful. That's so powerful. I want you to take, I'm getting tingles just talking about it. I want you to take that in, Virgo risings, that the sun card, Mercury going through Cazimi in Leo, it's literally in the heart of the sun, in the sign that's ruled by the sun, and you got the sun card. What do you need to say? You have so much power behind you right now, and this card just came in to tell you, whatever you're thinking, go with it. You have things to say, you have things to illuminate, and say it with your whole chest. Don't even hold back. Mercury Cazimi in Leo. Right, magnificent valor. All for one, one for all. Let's do this. That Virgo, whew, yeah, it's Virgo risings. I'm loving you guys. All right, moving on. We have Libra rising. So Libra rising, and here's where you start to see patterns, right? So if you had Aries rising, Libra is in your 7th house. Libra rising, Aries is in your 7th house. So right, we're just starting to put it together, okay? So for Libra risings, we got the 9 of Pentacles. And what a beautiful card for Libra risings, right? Libra risings, you know, it's such a sign of, again, using beauty, using your independence, using how you are maneuvering and navigating through this time and through your world. And, you know, what do you have to say with your whole chest? I fucking did it. I fucking did it. I'm fucking okay, and I fucking did it, and I've got extra to spare. Who needs help? Right, this is what Libra rising is coming through. I have so much abundance around me. And, you know, again, with both benefics moving into Cancer, Libra is ruled by Venus, and so there is that extra energy going through, and also the Saturn retrograde square to Venus while it's going through Cancer. Think about that as well. You have the ability to help other people. How can you help? What is your power? Where can you, when we say things from our chest, they don't have to be, you know, these big horrible things. This might be, you know, I really want to fucking help you. Please let me. And it might be something like maybe you've been afraid to reach out to this person, or maybe you've been afraid to reach out to this situation, or, you know, maybe something's been holding you back. Now is the time. You have the resources, you have the ability, you are more stable than you think you are. And I think that's part of the Cazimi, a part of the rebirth, is we've been through a rough, this has been a really intense Mercury retrograde, right? It's been a rough time for everyone. And I think part of the Cazimi is realizing, reclaiming our power, realizing that we're more powerful than we think we are. Our actions have more power than we think they do. And so I'm loving this card for Libra risings. Say it with your whole chest. Who can I help? Who can I help? I have the abundance. I got the sun. I got the kidney on my shoulder. Who can you help? Libra risings. All right. Mercury rising. So if you're Mercury rising, Taurus is going to be your 7th house. That's your opposition. Just like right now we're coming around the other side, right? So when you're a Taurus, your 7th house is always going to be Scorpio. When you're a Scorpio rising, your 7th house, your opposition is always going to be Taurus. And it's a pie. So we can start putting these things together. One little opposition, one little house at a time. I love it. All right. Oh, hey, Scorpios. You got the Chariot. Time for you to go to war. Time for you to let that scorpionic energy out. Right. This is, you know, Scorpios can be vicious if they choose to. And this is a time to use that viciousness. Like I said before, sometimes you can say it with your whole chest, and it doesn't have to be something, you know, that's going to be disruptive or radical, or, you know, it can be something like the Libra rising card got, that can I help you? How can I love you more? I have this abundance, and, you know, I can say that with my whole chest, that I want to help you more and I love you. This is more like, I'm gonna mess you up and I have the power to do it. And we need to understand what does this card say to you, Scorpio risings? What is the battle that you need to fight, and how do you harness all of that scorpionic energy? I don't think scorpionic is a word. I am just making it up. Just want to say that. How do you harness that really intense scorpionic power that does have the power? I mean, you're ruled by Mars, right? You have the power to destroy. You have the power to really disrupt, to really radicalize. This Chariot is saying, go in and fucking radicalize, disrupt, do it, Scorpios. We're counting on you. Okay, moving on to Sagittarius rising. And again, so we're coming around the circle. So if you're Sagittarius rising, your opposition is going to be Gemini. Just like if you're a Gemini rising, your Sagittarius opposition, your Sagittarius is going to be your opposition in your 7th house. So see, we're just learning. We're just learning a little bit. As many of you might know, my natal Mercury is in my 9th house and helmed by Virgo. So right, this Mercury Cazimi does have me very lit up. I'm lit, and I'm ready to light you up as well, Sagittarius. You are the archer, okay? And you are the king. You are sitting in your throne. You have the words, you have the abilities. You're such a powerful, strong sign ruled by Jupiter. And again, we've got Jupiter exalted in Cancer, so those energies are also affecting your rising sign. Wherever Jupiter is, right? We have to bring all these things. It's never a vacuum. It's never a vacuum. So you've got Jupiter on your side. You've got everything you need. What do you need to say to feel like you need to get back on your throne? What do you need to say to feel powerful again? How do you become the king of your kingdom again and feel strong? And how do you rule? I mean, what do you see? I always feel like Sagittarians are so they're so progressive and they have such creative ideas and put those ideas out there. Yeah, Sagittarius, I just want you to explore. I just want you to explore what it feels like to be in your throne, because you know that you're seeing everything in those Jupiter energies. How can you use it with all this abundance, being the king in your throne and having that pentacle energy around you? You're grounded. You're grounded. Say it with your chest, because you're right. It's not coming from nowhere. It's coming from a grounded, powerful place. Sagittarius. All right, we are getting closer to the end. Capricorn rising, that's me. So again, oppositions, Capricorn, if you're a Capricorn rising, as I've said, your 7th house is going to be Cancer. That is your opposition. Just like if you are a Cancer, your 7th house will always be Capricorn. So just learning, right? Just putting it out there. So Capricorn risings, what do you need to say with your whole chest? Oh, we got the 7 of Cups, another quieter card. I feel like the Cups cards that are coming up are a little bit quieter. Like, you know, maybe you need to take a step back. Where is my power? Which is weird I'm already feeling weird as a Capricorn rising, even pulling this card, because as a Capricorn rising, I always feel like I know what I'm doing. I know, you know, what my next steps are. I've got everything planned out. I'm on my, you know, climbing my mountain. I may take a misstep, but I'm gonna get right back on it. There's not too many choices. I don't ever feel like when it comes to like, what do I need to say with my whole chest? I said it right in the beginning, but this card is saying that I have more to say and I need to explore it more. And it also might be that I need to take a step back, that all Capricorn risings, maybe we need to take a step back, have a little more self-awareness. I almost feel like this too in this card. There's a lot more to us sometimes than just being this sturdy, you know, work goat that climbs the mountain and always, you know, has their shit together and hates asking for help. Maybe it's time, maybe that's what the Cazimi is. Sometimes we are our most powerful when we are at our most vulnerable. And I'm almost seeing this here. Take a step back. Look at all of the support you have around you, Capricorn risings. You don't have to do this yourself. This Mercury Cazimi, it can be very powerful, but maybe this is a time for your sun to be internal. What do you need to say to yourself with your whole chest? Maybe there's some self-awareness that you need to examine. That's what I'm seeing in this card for Capricorn risings with this Mercury Cazimi. And as I said, I'm seeing it as like the death and rebirth of Mercury, which also feels like after this really hard couple of, you know, this really difficult Mercury retrograde that we've been going through, that has been heavier, I feel, than other Mercury retrogrades of late, that this is a time for you to be a little more quiet. You can let other people take the helm. And maybe there are things that you need to work on inside that are also revolutionary. Radical self-love, glamour magic, right? Maybe you do need to take a look at what's in all those cups and maybe clear your brain out a little bit. Maybe you've gotten a little, you know, too up in the clouds about things. So for Capricorn risings, right, quiet card. We don't have a huge, you know, oh, Mercury Cazimi, what's in your chest? Say it all. Chariot, da da da. What's inside? What are our choices? How do we make we know that we're powerful, right? Capricorn risings, we know who we are. We're the goats. We're the ones who are born into this world to handle the fucked upness of this world. And that's usually where we feel the most comfortable. We might not feel that comfortable right now because there's a lot of chaos going on and there's a lot of other aspects that can make Capricorn risings a little more uncomfortable during this time. Again, know your chart, know where it falls in your houses. Capricorn risings, quieter card. All right, let's move on. Aquarius risings. Another, we got the Queen of Pentacles. Right, we got a lot of kings, queens, court cards. We got a lot of loud cards. But the Queen of Pentacles is very much a nurturing card too. And I feel it's almost similar to the Libra rising. The Libra rising reading that I did this is more of a nurturing card. There are people, I mean, we all need to be nurtured. I just said that about the Capricorn risings, right? Like, maybe find a Capricorn rising friend and be like, hey, you know, can I give you a hug? or someone who's struggling, you know, someone you can bring comfort to, Aquarius rising. That's what I'm feeling, this powerful sun. And again, everything I'm saying has power behind it. Caring for other people has power behind it. Not just blazing in, burning everything down, which also has power in it, but also taking care of ourselves and our community also has power. And again, I talk about this all the time. Where do we exist in that tension? That's our job as humans who are studying astrology. Where does that put us then on this planet Earth? And it is such a grounded card for Aquarius. And I do feel, you know, with this Mercury, where is your power? Don't forget how loving and caring you are. And say it with your whole chest. Say it with your whole chest. Can I give you a fucking hug? You look down. Can I help? Do you need to talk? Random I love you. You know, I love a random I love you text. That's what this is telling me in this. You know, the sun is not just this raging ball of fire, it's also what nurtures life on this planet. So that's what I mean about the tension. There's this part where it is a raging ball of fire. And there's this other part where it nurtures all life on this planet. And the tensions in between, I feel like they come out doing these types of tarot scopes, because each sign gets its own, you know, kind of guide. And this is where you need to think about, is this where you belong in this tension? Who can you help? Who can you nurture? How can you soften, Aquarius? That's, you know, that may be your true power. Is maybe you've been raging, maybe there's been, you know, some drama from this Mercury retrograde. How can you soften? How can you help? How can you do what's best for you and best for your community? With your whole chest. With your whole chest. With courage, with bravery. It takes courage to care about people. I think that's obvious by now, that it's not easy to be kind to people. And when we are, it's one of the most powerful things on this planet. Just saying, Aquarius. Just giving you the little pep talk. All right, we are at the end, Pisces. Oh, Pisces. I love it. You got the Lovers. You got the Lovers card. And what a beautiful card for you, Pisces. So if your rising sign is Pisces, again, your opposing house is going to be your 7th house, and it will always be in Virgo. Just like if you're a Virgo rising, your 7th house, your opposing house will always be Pisces. Just oppositions, right? We're just learning little bits here. So if your rising sign is the Lovers, or if your rising sign is Pisces, you got the Lovers. And this kind of just goes on with what I was saying about Aquarius. It's like this last part, this Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces section of these tarot scopes have suddenly become very soft. And, you know, you do. I mean, it is a powerful sign. Leo is a powerful, courageous, bright, ruled by the sun. We are having a Mercury Cazimi go through the sun. We are about to have both benefics in the same sign, where one of them is exalted. We're having Saturn square Venus on Friday. There are things for you to love, Pisces, and that's where your power is. And that's what you need to also say, right? Capricorns, Aquarius, and Pisces, it's all pretty much the same message. Who are you loving? Why are you loving? And how can you love them better? For yourself and for your community, with your whole chest. So I love that. I love that we got a beautiful kind of mix of, like, yes, you need to take this on, you need to confront it, you need to really lean into that fiery power of Leo and this Mercury Cazimi and, you know, everything that's going on. And then we've also got these really soft cards that are just like, you know, there's so much. It's a reminder, right? It's a reminder of what power really is. Yeah, got to think about that one, right? So thank you, Pisces. Thank you for closing us out with a beautiful Lovers. So anyhow, that's what I got for you for today. This has been episode 8. I'm happy to be here as always. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're enjoying my content, and I hope to see you next time. I am the Disco and you are the Cosmic, and I'm out.